Your finance director just called an emergency board meeting for tonight, and you get to the meeting and the treasurer just says the words that you've been absolutely dreading. They say this: we need to cut 30% from this year's budget now. And your mind temporarily goes to your team and the programs that you just launched and the promises that you made 3 months ago. Does this sound familiar? Have you ever had to deal with this? We're going to talk about budget cuts today here on the Healthy Church Staff Podcast. My name is Todd Rhoades, one of the co-founders over at chemistrystaffing.com, along with Matt Steen, and I hope that you'll check out everything that we offer over at chemistrystaffing.com. It definitely pays the mortgage over here. Today we're talking about budget cuts. Most churches, if they're honest, plan budgets like the economy's never going to change. You'd think we would have learned our lesson back in 2020 because things can change and things did change like overnight. But a lot of times we just budget. Everything's just going to be constant. And you kind of have to do that. To be honest, you have to prognosticate into the future and come up with a realistic plan for the future. But giving plans sometimes don't stay consistent. But we plan our budgets like unexpected expenses don't ever happen. The air conditioning doesn't ever break. Here's what nobody tells you, though. Mid-year cuts aren't budget failures. They're leadership tests. And how you handle the next 48 hours from this meeting is going to determine a lot. Whether or not you fix the money problem, you've got some other problems that money always brings to the table. What you don't want to do is do the panic response. And that's where a lot of pastors and church leaders go when they find out that there is some financial hardship coming on, or you're below budget, or you need to make some cuts. They go immediately to the panic response. And this will kill your team. This will absolutely kill your team during times of budget cuts. Here are some things that you should never do during panic mode. Don't make cuts in secret. You have to be out front and above board and tell people what you're doing, particularly your staff and your team. So don't make cuts in secret. Don't cut people before you cut programs. And don't apologize for things that are outside your control. If you're in panic mode, your team may pick up that it's just horrible and ministry is most likely over. If you're in panic mode, your team can smell the panic. They can smell the panic from 3 offices away. And believe it or not, the panic is absolutely contagious. Now, you didn't cause this crisis, but you can control your response to it. So here's the best leadership move. Not panic mode. Here's what you should do, right? Get ahead of those rumors. Call an all-staff meeting within 24 hours of that meeting and tell them what you know. Tell your staffs, tell your team what you know, and tell them what you don't know, and tell them what comes next. Separate the sacred from the sentimental. So ask this: what must continue for us to be able to fulfill our mission? Not what needs to continue because we love it. What needs to continue because we can't stop doing it? So you need to make cuts visible, not personal. So cut programs, not paychecks first. Cut events, not relationships. Your people need to see that you are protecting them. So maybe you just need to reframe the narrative just a tad bit. This is not about what you're losing. It's about what you're discovering that matters most. And you will discover something when you go through a budget crisis. You always will. Some of your best ministry years actually will happen during these lean seasons. And it might not feel like it when you're going through it, but it actually does when you look back at it later. Here's really what's at stake, right? And it's a lot more than financial things at stake. Of course, there's financial ramifications, but on top of the financial ramifications, your team's trust is at stake in your leadership. Your church's belief that God provides is at stake according to how you handle the situation. And your own faith that ministry isn't just about money, that's at stake as well, because budget cuts reveal what you really believe about God and what you really believe about stewardship. And your team is absolutely watching. If you're going through this, your team is watching. So here's the bottom line for today. Budget cuts will not kill your church, but poor leadership during budget cuts, that might be the fatal part. So this week, if you're facing budget cuts, have the hard conversation. Don't wait for it to get worse. Don't hope it resolves itself. Call the meeting, name the reality, lead through it instead of trying to lead around it. Your church's future isn't determined by your bank account. It really isn't. It's determined by your leadership during these kinds of tough seasons. That's it for today. If you're going through a tough season, just need somebody to talk through it, we've got some people on our team, or I'd be happy to talk with you. You can reach out to me at my website, todd.church, or podcast@chemistrystaffing.com is my email address. We'd love to be able to have a conversation and work it. Todd, I don't have any money. Our church is in financial. Yeah, I get it. We'd just like to have a conversation. If we can be an encouragement to you, we'd be more than happy to do that. So feel free to reach out, and we will be back. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll be back again next week right here on the Healthy Church Stuff.